Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and we're looking at a puzzle by Michael Lefkowitz today, one of my absolute favourite constructors, known as Juggler on Logic Masters Germany, and always innovative and yet absolutely brilliant. So what Michael specialises in, I think, is coming up with new ideas for rules and then creating what feels like the perfect puzzle to showcase those rules. So I hope I haven't oversold this before trying to solve it, but that's what I expect today. On the other hand, it involves modular and entropic relationships, and I'm not great at these. So I may find it difficult to work my way through this puzzle called Synergy, but I'm looking forward to giving it a go. Firstly, I do want to tell you about joining us on Patreon for a new Sudoku hunt on the 1st of May, the Spider-Man Sudoku, and puzzles involving many of Spider-Man's foes, and we think you'll enjoy the progression through the puzzles. You do have to carry a digit from each puzzle into the next one, so they do have to all be solved. But that's always the way with our Sudoku hunts. And if you can enter by the 20th of the month, you have the chance to win the prize, a collaboration video with Simon. And congratulations to Meryl Jansen, who was the last person who I've seen perform a collaboration and win that competition. So she was really good as well, so very good. Now, that's on Patreon, along with all the crosswords, videos, connections and gridogram videos that appear there. There's also Simon and myself solving the Blueprint Sudoku puzzle by VFig, which was another collaboration and a very interesting exercise. And of course, we've got apps which feature Classic Sudoku 2 and the Worms, including the latest one from Blobz, Eclectic Sudoku Worm, 12 puzzles connected by about 4 digits each. Great fun for a couple of dollars. You can really get involved in that stuff. I mean, it's just brilliant. So check out our apps, and there's also a bit of merch. You can get our old caps and hoodies and things, or there's also the Rat Run merch. Now, we may have to supply tags in the video or something, because I think YouTube are planning to close the store page. But within our description field, there will also be a way to get to the merch. So do check that. Now, let's have a look at the rules of Synergy. So they are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we'll put 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. All arrows act as both modular arrows and entropic arrows. And for the modular arrows, a digit on an arrow counts how many cells in the indicated direction have the same remainder mod 3 as itself, including itself. So the digit in this cell, let's make that orange. Oh, let's not make that orange. Let's make it light blue. Is going to be counting all the digits in light blue or yellow with the same remainder mod 3. Now that means that it's from the same set of 1, 4, 7, they all have remainder 1 in mod 3. I.e., when you divide by 3 and find out what the remainder is, it's 1, 4 or 7. 2, 5 and 8 are another set. 3, 6 and 9 are the third set. So those are the modular sets, and they will matter. And each of these arrows indicates in that direction, I shouldn't have taken those off, how many cells are in the same modular set. But they also indicate how many cells are in the same entropic set. The entropic sets, you're now splitting your keyboard horizontally. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are the 3 entropic sets. So it's a very simply stated rule. I suspect it's going to be a very difficult puzzle. Let's get cracking. Okay, so they're all counting the direction, including themselves. So I want to start with short burst arrows. This digit is 1, 2, or 3. And it's counting this group. Now, I don't think it can be 3, because doesn't that imply that every digit is both in the same modular set and the same entropic set. Well, there's only one other digit. There's only one digit in the same modular and entropic set as 3, and that is 3. Because if I slice and dice my keyboard so that I've got the same vertical group and the same horizontal group, I'm clearly looking at one digit only. So it can't be 3 because these two can't both be 3. One of them can be though. And a similar situation applies with 2. One of these could be 2, but only one of them. If this was a 1, however, then these could actually be different. They wouldn't have to include the number 1. They would have to they could potentially include either 2 or 3 and either 4 or 7 to get the count up. So I didn't eliminate much from that. Now there's quite a lot of digits pointing to a maximum of 5 cells. And surely 5 cells is ridiculously too many. Yes, I think for these 3 in the horizontal lines in an orthogonal line, surely 3 is as many as you can achieve. In fact, 3 almost feels too high. No, it's okay. Oh, that's intriguing. Right, there are only 3 digits in each modular set or entropic set. So clearly 3 is the maximum digit that can go in any horizontal or vertical arrow where all the digits have to be different. So that is a group of 1, 2, 3. Now, in this column, that means this digit is not 1, 2, or 3. So how is that going to be 4 or 5? Well, that's because we can have repeat digits in this diagonal. So if that is 4, I mean, I'm going to come back to how these 1, 2, and 3 can possibly work. Or rather, how 3 can possibly work, which is the difficult case. But first of all, I'm going to consider how 4 or 5 could work in this cell. This one, by the way, only sees a maximum of 4 cells, so we can limit that a bit. But here, we're looking at two different cells there, 2 different cells there, and 1 here. So the maximum number of repeats on this diagonal is 3. Yeah, that's really interesting. Okay, so what I think we need to do is repeat either 4 or 5 3 times going up here. And that will leave 2 other cells, one of which can be from the same modular group but not the same entropic group, and the other of which can be from the same entropic group but not the same modular group. In fact, I'm going to explain that with reference to how one of these can be a 3. So how can one of these be a 3 when it's only counting 5 cells? Well, that is by having all 3 cells from the modular set, all 3 cells from the entropic set that the 3 is in. And that means in the 3 row, these digits are going to be 3, 2, 1, and 6 and 9. So whichever one of these is 3, on its right it's going to have 1, 2, 6, and 9 in some order. And that is enabling us, you know, if you're selecting another digit that isn't the same number but is in the same entropic set, it can't be in the same modular set and vice versa. And the only way to achieve a 3 with this length is by having all the digits from 3's modular and entropic set. So that means that for this 4 or 5, if it was a 5, every single digit would have to be from the same modular and entropic set. So they'd all have to be 5. So that's nonsense. It is a 4. And we do need, of these 4 digits, we need 3 of them to be from the same modular set and 3 of them to be from the same entropic set. Well, that has to be achieved by repeating 4 again and again. So One of these two is a 4. Now, the other digits in this column are either from the same, well, there is a 5 or a 6 from the same modular set, and there is a 1 or a 7. Now, this digit can't be a 7, and I wouldn't have thought we can have a 6 because we're going to have the same problem as 4. Depending how many you could repeat, here we could have 4 repeats. I suppose this could be a 5, as unlikely as I think that is. Oh, what would also happen there? Right, what would happen if this was... So the candidate digits have to be from either the same column of the keypad or row of the keypad to be in the same entropic or modular set as 4. And I mean, the same will be true here. But 1 is clearly a candidate. It's a good candidate. But 7 is not, because we've counted and there's only 6 cells. 6 won't work because they'd all have to be from exactly the same modular and entropic set. They'd all have to be 6. Can 5 work? And if we repeat the number 5 as many times as we can, let's say in those cells, then we've got 4 5s, 4 done in both modular and entropic. And you would have thought we could have the last one each be 1 from the same modular group, 1 from the same entropic group, and we'd make it. And that's true. But you'd have put a 5 into this arrow. Oh, I suppose that'll be doing exactly the same thing with the same group. Okay, I can't quite rule out 5. As nonsensical as I think it might be there, I have not ruled it out. The interesting thing about 1, actually, is that every other digit it saw in that diagonal would have to be not from its modular or entropic group. They'd all have to be 5, 6, 8, or 9. Now, 3 is the maximum for an orthogonal arrow, for an arrow pointing horizontally or vertically, because there are only 3 digits in the non-repeating set of 1 to 9. So that digit is 1, 2, or 3. So is that. I suspect this one can't be 1. Actually, that's really interesting. Could it even be 2? I don't think this one can be 1. Actually, I don't think this can be 1. That's really weird. Is that right? Okay, 1 would imply that only that digit is in its modular or entropic group in where it's pointing. So this would then have to have 6 other digits, none of which were in the top row of the keypad or the left side, the 1, 2, 3 or the 1, 4, 7. When I say top row, I'm talking about the keypad as it appears on Sudoku pad when you're playing the puzzle rather than on your keyboard where it's 1, 2, 3 is at the bottom. But anyway, this can't be 1. This can't be 1. I don't even think this one can be 2, because there'd only be 1 digit in this group that was either in the same modular or entropic set as 2, and all the others would have to come from 4, 6, 7, 9. Well, it's too many. That has to be a 3. Now by Sudoku, this has to be a 2. That 3 is now going to pick up all of the digits 1, 2, 6 and 9, which are in 3's set here. So this one is going to be from 4, 5, 7 or 8. Well, it can't be 4. So it's 5, 7 or 8. This 2 is going to only pick up, it's obviously counting itself in both modular and entropic. It's only going to get 1 more from 1, 3 and 1 more from 5, 8. Therefore, these digits are also from 1, 3, 5 or 8, but they can't be 3. So they're from 1, 5 and 8. This puzzle works in very strange ways to me. If that was a 4, that's no good. All of these cells would have to be from the same modular and entropic set. They'd all be 4s. This digit can't be a 4 to start with. Right. So that is 1, 2 or 3 as well. I mean, it doesn't get me very far, but I feel I must be right so far, but I also feel I haven't really done anything. Now, this is 1 or 5. To be a 5, these are 5s, and one of these two is a 5 as well. Oh, that doesn't work because of Sudoku. 5 there and 5 there. Where does 5 go in column 5? Not in these cells that I've labelled 1, 2, and 3. So that must be a 1, which is very unsurprising, but it's a relief to have worked it out. And now this digit can't be a 5 anymore. Could it be a 4? It would have to see at least one more 4 on its journey. Yeah, that's not too hard. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, or 4 there. I don't think we can get up to 6 because it would need to see a lot of 6s on its trip and too many. This is absolutely fascinating. Now, this digit, I'm going to spend a little time thinking about this, although this could see anywhere between all 9 digits on its diagonal, in which case the number would be 5, because it would see everything in its row and column of the keypad. Well, it could even see more than that. That's weird. 5 is not the maximum. It's just the maximum number of different digits you could see in the column. So I was going to point out that this might only see 3 different digits all the way up. But if they were all in the same rows and columns... Oh, okay. It can only count once towards each total after it's had itself in the same box. The other 2 have to be different digits. So the maximum you could get is 2 in each box on average. I mean, you could get 3 of one type in one box, but then you'd have only had 1 of the other type of digit in that box, and you'd have to catch up elsewhere. I think 6 is the maximum number here. I don't think it really helps. I mean, it was worth a little thought about that, but I certainly haven't established how we solve anything there. What about this bad boy, which can't be 2, 3, or 4? Could this be 5? The trouble is, I think it could. It's only picking up 7 cells. So they would have to achieve kind of 14 hits, counting either modular or entropic. So a 5 itself would always count 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, you can't. No, you don't. Why am I saying you need 14 hits? You only need 10 hits if you're trying to achieve 5. Where did I get 14 from? I don't know. Oh, because it was 7 cells. Yeah, but if this was can this be a 6? Let's go that far. Oh, that would be a useful bit of information. Right. If this was a 6, this might be a 3 and score a point for 6. 6 would have to score 12 points in terms of hits for modular or entropic. And if it hits a 6, it scores 2. If it hits 1, 2, 3, no, 4, 5, 3, or 9, it scores 1. So it could hit 6 there and here and here and here and one of these. And that would score 10. And then the other 2 digits would be from 3, 9, 4, and 5. This one itself would have to be a 3 for this to be a 6. Now that is a shame because I didn't rule out 6. If I could have ruled out 6, this would be a 158 triple and that digit would be a 7. But I couldn't. Right, now I could rule it out if I could make this into a 2. Can this really be a 3? That would have to score, I like my new scoring system, that would have to score 6 points along here. 3 and 3 would score 4 points, and 3 there would get to 6. Bother. Oh, what about this one now? Can this be a 2? No, because that 4 that it's pointing at is not scoring any points for the... Oh, wait, if that was a 2... I do like my new point system. If that was a 2, we score 4 points and we've done the job. So it could be a 2. It can't be a 1 because both 1 and 4 will score a point that adds up to 2. Oh, that's mad. 1 itself would be in the modular set, but so would 4. So that is a 2, and it must see a 2 to get the points. I should get rid of these. No, not entirely. That 1 was the other modular number for 4. So it doesn't need a different modular number here. So I'm taking out 1 and 7. These are now either 4, 5, well, one of them is a 4, the other one is 5 or 6. But I am getting rid of the colour. Now, we've got a 2 here as well. There's a 2 in one of those cells, so one of these 3 is definitely a 2 now. I feel I know it's there, but I have not proved that. Oh, interesting. The 2 here is not going to see any 2 out of 158. It must see a number in its own entropic set, so that it can only see one of those as we go along here. So it must see the 1 here. So one of those is a definite 1, and now this digit is not a 1, and now this crazy digit is a 5 or a 6, and it's going to have to repeat a lot. So 6, I thought, could appear if it filled all of those cells as a 6 and one of these 2. 5, obviously there's less pressure on a 5. Because it doesn't have to score quite as many points. It only has to score 10 points. It's already got 2. It could get 2 there, 2 here, there. It's difficult. I don't know whether it is a 5 or a 6. A 6 would be so dictatorial. Okay, let's have a look at this 1 first of all. I think that 2, I've basically done that. I've basically done this 4. And I've done this 3. It doesn't matter whether that is 5, 7 or 8. The 3 will be correct. So those are answered. This 2 is answered as well. Now, this 1 is going to have to hit no more cells on its path from either its entropic or modular sets. So oh, this is a disaster. I think everything on its path has to be 5, 6, 8 or 9. Have I been premature? Well, if I'm right, and I feel everything else was right, even this has to be from 5, 6, 8 or 9. But I've marked it as 1, 2, 3 or 4. I thought it couldn't score more than 4, but maybe I was wrong. Because I am learning that you can achieve quite a lot more. 5 would only need to score 10 points. Let's put 5 in as a possibility. A 5, every 5 that appears in this diagonal would score 2 points. 2, 4, 6, 8. Then you'd only need to score 2 more points, both from non-5s, 1 in the same modular set, well, that's 2, and 1 in the same entropic set. Well, that would be 4 or 6. So, this is a 5, and I'm sorry about the mismarking, which was entirely based on my misunderstanding of something in the puzzle early on. But my point system has kind of cleared that up. Now, one of these has to be a 5. That one and that one definitely have to be 5. and we're scoring 2, 4, 6. The 1 is going to score no points at all for the 5, but the 2 is going to score 1, so we're up to 7 points. So these need to register 3. They need to include a 5 and a digit from the same entropic set, a 4 or a 6. Well, we're not allowed to put a 4 in these cells because of the 1, so that must now be a 5, 6 pair. Which is weird. Right, that 5 is looking at this cell. That does nothing here for me. Oh, but this 5 is looking at this cell. And that now becomes a massive 6. Right, that digit becomes 4. I mean, I think we might make some quite good progress now. That 6 is going to score 12 points in this crazy diagonal here. Well, it can only do it by maximizing the number of 6s. So we'll put 6 in all of those cells, and we've scored 8 so far. We're going to have to score 1 there by having a 3, not a 2. And then we're going to score 3 here by using a 6 and either a 4 or a 5, which can't be a 5. So that's a 4, 6 pair. Now, that 3... Now, first of all, actually, let's colour that orange because I've done it. I've done that 6. I've done this 1 as well, so lots of these arrows have been fulfilled. Oddly enough, I haven't really approached those yet. But I'm going to look at this 3 now, which needs to score 6 points up here. It's already got 2 there. Now, this one can't get a 3 here. Even if it scored, well, it could go 3, 3, no connection at all, 5, 7 or 8, 3. That would work. But it could also, it's going to have another 3 somewhere, isn't it? Oh, what's quite interesting, by Sudoku, if that digit is a 3, then by Sudoku, this digit is a 3. It's the only place it could go in box 4. That doesn't work the other way around, unfortunately. I don't know. That's quite a difficult one to determine. I do know that there's a 3 in one of these cells by Sudoku in box whatever we're in. There's a 4 in one of those, box 8. There's a 6 definitely here now by Sudoku. And now this digit can't be 6. I wanted to say, yeah, it can't be 1 either, because it hits a 2 there, and that would already be too many in entropic. Oh, and it can't be 5 by Sudoku. Now, I made a mistake there, so let's just pause and ponder whether this could be a 7. It would need to score 14 points. No, it doesn't work because it could only get 2s 3 times in the diagonal and 1s from all the other cells. 12 is the maximum points. That digit is 3, and that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light proving its position. Right, now this has already seen a 2 here. It's only going to get 1 more entropic number in this whole diagonal. A 1 or a 3. There's only 1 more of them. And in terms of its modular counterparts, it's going to need 2 digits out of 6 and 9 as it proceeds. Oh, 6 by Sudoku is in one of those 2 cells. Gosh, well, whichever one is a 6 is either contributing 1 point to red or 1 point to yellow. That's it. I mean, that's not really helping me. Oh, there's also a 6 X-wing amongst those. So I can place 6 in box, in column 9 is the easier way to look at that. Gosh, this is a strange puzzle. There is a 1 there. There's a 1 there. There must be a 1 in one of these cells. I would love to get this done. But now, what were we saying about 1, 2, 3? What we said was the 3 is the difficult one. Actually, it's not. The 1 is just as difficult. The 3 is going to be using 1, 2, 6 and 9 in its row. Well, that's not happening in this row. And therefore, it's going to use the 6 either there or there. So that 3 could be 1, 2, 6, 9 here, or it could be 1, 2, 6, 9 up here. Okay, I don't know. Now, the 1 is not allowed to use any digit from its entropic or modular set. The 1 is going to use 5, 6, 8, 9. That feels like it's there, but that's not. Yes, okay, these digits can't be a 5. So the only 5 in the whole of this area that's available is that one. So this must be the 1 hitting 5, 6, 8, 9. And then one of these will be the 3, and that's hitting 1, 2, 6, 9. Well, the 9 is going to have to be, because of that 8, 9 pair, on this side of the gap. And then we've either got 6, 1, 2, or 6 and a 1, 2 pair. So there is, 3 in this box is confined to those cells by Sudoku now. What about 7? Is that at all constrained? Well, actually, let's think about the 2 arrow, which is not going to be seeing 1, 2, 6, 9. In fact, in this box, it's one of these is a 1, 2, 6 triple. So the 2 on this arrow is going to see 4, 3, 4, 7. They're the remaining digits. So whichever one of these is a 2 is pointing at 3, 4, 7, which has included one digit from its entropic set, but none from its modular set. So it's going to have either a 5 or an 8 here. Well, it can't have a 5, so it must have an 8. That's so weird. So the 2 is going to see 8, 4, 3, 7, which might go 4, 3, 7 or 3, 4, 7. So 7 is now going to be in one of those 2 cells. It is constrained. I'm actually going to center mark these because they are necessary now. That's so weird. Okay, but I can't do the rest. Now, in this row, we've got 2, 3, 4, 7. That can't be a 3 or that by Sudoku. So look at that. There's a 3 in one of these cells. And that means neither of these can be a 3 for the score of 6 here. So they can only contribute 1 each. So we've got to put a 3 there. That resolves where 3 is in this row. And these have to be one digit from 1 and 2 and one digit from 6 and 9. Well, that's the one from 1 and 2. This is the one from 6 and 9. And that 3 is done. I'm going to colour that orange. Oh, I can colour that one orange. Haven't looked at this one at all yet. I'm aware of that. I will get to it. Now, these can't be 2s. In fact, we can fill them in. 7 and 4. That 3 is now picking up, as well as a 2, which does score a point, a 5 and a 7, which don't. Fair enough. 2 by Sudoku. Oh, 6 is looking at this cell. 5 and 6, that's looking up here. 4 and 6, and now we know that the 3, which was going to hit the 6, is in the top row, hitting 1, 2 and 9 as well. And the 2 is in the second row, hitting 8, 3 and 7 as well. And there we go. That tells us that this digit is a 3. These are done. I want to do Sudoku before I move on to this and this digit. In fact, let's mark up its path. In fact, this is only going to score 6 in its path, and it's already got 2 there and 2 here. That's 4. The 4 doesn't score. Well, okay, we'll come back to that. I do want to do the Sudoku that I mentioned first. 5 and 7 there are done, for instance. That digit is 8 or 9. Down this central column, we've got 7, 8, 9 still to go. That is a 3-7 pair. In fact, we know the order, 7 and 3. This is a 1-4 pair. 1, 6, 9 up here. I can place the 6 now, and a 1, 9 pair. That is now not a 6. These are a 4, 5, 8 triple. That must be a 4 with 5, 8 here. It's a very clever puzzle. Oh, look, 2 is in one of those cells, and that's an X-wing now. So 2 in the central row has to be there. I do prefer finding stuff like that to working out these paths, because they're complicated. Now, 2, 7, 5, 6, 3. We need a 4 in one of those cells, which is an X-wing with the 4 there. There's a 7 in one of those two. Don't know what to do with that yet. One of these is 2. I wish I knew which it was. I don't. Right, let's have a look at this 3 path then. This is going to score 6, and it's got 2 there. And a 2 here is worth a point. Now, whether that's 1 or 9, it's going to score a point, either modular or vertical. So that's going to be up to 4. I don't know, though. Okay, what about this 3? 9 would score a point, 8 wouldn't. 1 would score a point, 4 wouldn't. 9 would score a point, 8, 7 wouldn't. I don't know, I find this difficult. I've got to do more Sudoku, I think, to get a handle on it. It's such a strange puzzle. Right, 6, 3, 5, 2, 5, 5. We need a 5 in one of these cells. 1, 2, 6, 3, 1, 4, 5. This is 8 or 9 because everything else is not possible here. There's a 1 in one of those two. So we've got an 8, 9 pair in this column. Everything else in the column is 1, 4 or 7. The only place for 4 in the column is there. These are a 1, 7 pair. Now, 4 being here is not scoring on that path. So to get the entropic number on this yellow track, 1, 2, we need one more entropic number. It's either a 2 there or a 1 there. One of those is true. To get the modular number, we need to get a 6 and a 9. Well, we can't have a 6 in either of those cells. Yeah, there are no 3s. That's the important thing. So we need a 9 in one of those two and a 9 there. That's got to be. And then once that wasn't a 1, this has to be a 2 for the modular thing, for the entropic thing, and then this has to be modular and is 9. And now the 3 is seeing 9 and 9, and it's also seeing 2 and 2, and it's right. So that yellow was absolutely the most important decider. I have a feeling the blue might finally fall out at this point, but we'll see. Now, 9 there, so we can do a lot of Sudoku now, surely. 7, 8, 9. That 5, 8's not resolved. This one, 4 is not, but 2 in this row is. That's now got to be a 1, which sorts out 7 down there. 9 and 3 are done here. That's 7. This is a 4, 8 pair. That's a 1. We need a 5 in one of these. I don't know. We need 7 in row 8. That has to be here at the beginning, which I had suspected for ages. That's for the last 7 in the grid. That can't be 6 anymore. That's now 8 by Sudoku. That's going to sort out these central rows. 1 and 9 there. 5 and 8 up here. That's a 9. This is known. It's a 5. 1 and 8. That's a 5. Oh, and look, we're left with one deadly pattern left of 8 9s that this blue is going to organise. So, first of all, we must be fine for the entropic set 3 3 1, and for the modular set 3 3 9. We're done already. We don't score there, so that has to be an 8, and that resolves our last bit of. I'm also going to get rid of the orange. Our last bit of Sudoku. 9 there, 8 and 9. What a wonderful puzzle. Absolutely. Yeah, as I said at the beginning, the perfect puzzle to demonstrate this innovative rule set. Fabulous stuff from Michael Lefkowitz. A joy to be able to solve this on the channel and have a go at it. Thank you for watching, and I really hope to see you again on the channel soon. Bye for now.